Hi everyone, hope you are doing well. This is my week 1, day 4 of the Calgary Barbell 8-week program. So I think compared to the 3 other workouts, I think this, as far as week 1, is the hardest workout of the week. Mainly because of the one-arm dumbbell rows. I just don't like those, and the program, Bryce prescribed 6 sets of 10 reps, and I have a dumbbell that's about 12 pounds. So I did 92 pounds, with those dumbbell handles we can add weight. So I did about 92 pounds. So I'll show a few of those sets in the video. Don't want to bore you all with 6 sets of rows, right? And here we start with some pause deadlifts, 4 sets of 4. So first set I did 315, which is not shown in the in here right now. So after that, I realized that it was a little too easy because the goal is to hit RPE of 8. So I did 325 for 3 more sets. And these, like the pause squats, are supposed to be done with a 2-count pause. And honestly, compared to the pause squats, these are way harder. So my deadlift 1 max would be about, I think, a really, really grindy 470, but I think semi-grindy 445, 450 probably. So, doing 325 for 4 sets of 4 really shouldn't be that challenging, but the pause really forces you to keep that weight, close to your body. And also, forcing you to keep your back straight, or pausing right above the floor would feel really awkward. And I have a bit of an issue pausing in regards to the slight back rounding I have in my mid to lower back. But I think this is because of the belt and how my body is. So I think the small rounding is fine. And I realized that if I film the other side compared to what you see right now, like the other side of my body, it looks a little less rounded. And if I don't use a belt, I also look less rounded. So overall, these went pretty well. But I think for the rest of my workout, these taxed me for the next hour. Like, I felt like these few sets really worked my entire body. But as you can see, based on the title of the video, I will be showing me doing belt squats, some DIY belt squats that doesn't cost any money, right? It's price free, but there are some pros and cons to the way I do it, and I found it based on a video I found on YouTube versus having a actual belt squat machine or using a landmine, etc. So here I'm doing a touch and go. So it's touch and go bench 3 sets of 6 at 230. So that's based on my weight, based on a weight that I picked based on RPE of 9, and I hit this pretty well in terms of the RPE and the weight that I used. So the first set, as you can see, the last couple reps of this set were a bit slow. The 5th rep, the bar went down a little bit, and then the second set went a little bit better actually. But this 3rd set, I think I really focused, and it actually happened to be RPE 8. So I was very happy with how these went, right? I think normally it will be more like RPE maybe 9 or 10 on that 3rd set. And now after those touch and go sets, I did the prescribed 4 sets of 8 of close grip incline. And these are 165, and normally I can do 175 for 4 to 5 sets of 8. But because that's usually after some overhead press on a different program, so these were actually way too heavy. I should have went to 155. And especially they were really hard near lockout. Like from chest to middle is pretty easy. And then these are followed up by the 6 sets of dumbbell rows in the program, which I did in between these incline bench sets. So I'll only show a few of these sets, not all of them. But as you can see, I'm using straps, and doing 10 reps on each arm. These are very exhausting for me. Like, I didn't want to do them after the fourth set, but because it's part of the program, I feel like if I didn't do all 6 sets, I will be not doing the program as intended, right? I think there is a need of a lot of back pulling volume, like rolling volume, I mean, like vertical pulling as well. In many of these programs where it's focused on pressing a lot, and you bench press 4 days a week on this program, right? So having rows is very, very useful. As you can see, a side note on the background, I have the Tetsuo and Youth flag by Lupe Fiasco. So the song that you heard earlier is on the album. It's called Dots and Lines. It's a very good song. The album is very, very cryptic, you will say. There's a lot of hidden meanings, and it's hip-hop at its finest. So if you like hip-hop, please listen to this album, Tetsuo and Youth by Lupe Fiasco. And then on the left, I have a Michigan flag, the school I graduated from, and then the Ghost of Tsushima flag on the right. So if you're watching this video at this point, I will have a timestamp at the bottom to move to the belt squat part of the video, because I think a lot of people will be watching this video based on the title of the belt squat, DIY belt squat. So if you would like to just watch that part, please use the timestamp below. But yeah, here's me doing another set of the close grip incline bench and the dumbbell rows. I'm watching TV, right? Where my phone is recording is next to my speakers, which are on Spotify on my TV, using my Xbox. I think because we have still some footage of the incline bench and the dumbbell rows, I will talk a bit more about the home gym value compared to a commercial gym, which I wanted to talk about more in the last video if you watched that video. So I think working at a home gym really has been very, very beneficial for me. It allows me to be motivated more to work out, because I really love working out, and I'm more motivated to work out at a certain time, have a schedule, right? Do it first in the day, because I work from home, rather than waiting till later. Or I can wait till later if I'm busy with work, or if it's the weekend, I can work out anytime I want without having to worry about going outside, right? And I think the most convenient thing actually is the way I can work out, right? I can bench, and then in between my bench sets, I can row if I want, because I have 2 bars. And I can do pull-ups and chin-ups in between my overhead press and bench sets. I don't overhead press in this program anymore, but that's what I would do, right? I can stretch in between my squat sets without people asking me, "Oh, are you done with this rack?" Right? So just these convenient aspects of a home gym, that if you have the space for it and the money for it, I think you should invest in one. And you see that set was getting pretty challenging. The lockout was very hard on that last rep. I don't think these sets are supposed to be RPE 10. On the spreadsheet I use, it doesn't say whether or not it's RPE 10 or RPE 9 or 8, right? So I'm going to aim for RPE 8 or 9 next time, for next week on close grip incline bench. But yeah, I think home gym is ultimately worth it if you have the money and the space for it. And space, you need enough space, even if you want to have the basics, right? A squat power rack, some stall mats, sort of a deadlift platform wherever you want to deadlift, some other space for dumbbells, for your weights, right? And having, if you want other machines, maybe if you want a back extension machine, if you want a cheap leg press machine, if you want a belt squat machine, which I'm thinking about getting one in the very, very far future, because the way I have tried belt squat for the first time today, it's a little bit awkward, and it takes a bit of time to set up based on my lack of space in my home gym. But I think it's still worth it, because it's free, right? You don't have to buy anything else to actually belt squat, as long as you have a dip belt as well. Overall, this was a grueling workout. It took about 2.5 hours, and then adding on the belt squat actually took a bit over 3 hours because I was trying to figure out, like playing around with the belt squat and everything, which I'll show in a bit. But I don't want my workouts to take more than 2.5 hours, right? Like my last workout, day 3, week 1 took only an hour 45, an hour 35, right? So here's my last set, my 4th set of my closed grip incline. You see these went pretty well in the beginning, but you see I'm not trying to fully lock out to keep the tension, but as I keep going, my lockout strength gets really weak and I fail on the 6th rep, I think, which is, it's demoralizing, but I think it's expected since I went really hard on those bench sets, touch and go, before. All right, welcome to the most important or newsworthy part of the video, the DIY belt squat. So I found this technique somewhere on YouTube, which I will link the video down below. But basically, you had a power rack, a barbell, and some weights, and a dip belt. That's pretty much what you need, and also 3 collars for your bar. So essentially, you have your safety pins one side higher than the other, and then you put, here I have 35 pounds on the left side, and on the right I have right now 225. What happens is the weights on the left side of the bar will counterbalance the weights on the right side, so the bar on the right side won't fall down. And then this is you basically, and then you put one collar on the left side to stop the weights from falling off on the left side, and on the right you put one strong collar to block all of the weights that you're putting on, the weight that you want to belt squat with, and then you put your dip belt around right next to the collar, and then you put a collar closer to the end of the bar, and that way the bar is secure and the belt is also secure. Also, from my experience, you have to face the long parts where you hold the collar down, so when you actually put the dip belt around the bar, it won't hit your hit your groin and your private part, right? Regarding the effectiveness of this variation of the belt squat, to me, it seems to be very effective. I haven't done any other belt squat. This is the first time I've done a belt squat. So, to me, I felt my quads firing. I also felt my lower back a little bit for some reason, but I think that's also just from me deadlifting earlier and deadlifting the day before. So I think, belt squatting this way is very cost effective. And also it's space saving, right? It takes up less space. But there's a couple issues with this. As you can see, now it's a side profile view. I have those mats where I used to deadlift, so I had to move a few of them to be able to stand properly to squat. Also, I have a weight holder that I put on the rack in order to put some change plates, which I had to take off, right? So that's a bit of a hassle. Also, it feels awkward that the dip belt is kind of pulling me down. It's pulling on my skin, but I think that's just the nature of the dip belt. It does feel a bit awkward knowing that you're using a bar that's hanging on a bit of space on the safety pins of a power rack, especially with my power rack, which is the Fitness Reality 810 XLT on Amazon, which is, I got it for like $250 plus tax. So it's not a very, very stable power rack, so it does feel a bit unstable doing it this way. But in terms of range of motion, it feels good. It seems like I'm hitting pretty much parallel, I think, and I can really get some leg volume this way without using a lot of my lower back, my back in general. And I also have the rack to hold on to, so for the most part it feels okay. So this is me trying 3 45s and a 25. right? And that felt pretty good. So I decided to add another 25. So that's 135 plus 50. So that's 185 plus a bit of the bar. So here I realized that I had to add some more weight on the left side. So you can't see it here. But I basically added another 25 to make sure that the right side doesn't fall down, right? So it's more balanced. One extra downside is when you take off the weights, you have to take off the weights slowly to make sure that they all don't slide off, which will make a lot of noise and the bar will probably fall off. So that's one thing you have to worry about. But in terms of the most important things, right? Saving money, you spend no extra money. Saving space, you save a lot of space, right? And the range of motion is pretty decent. So I think this is a great way to do it. If you really want to do it, it takes some time to set up and some time to take the setup down. But I think overall it's worth trying. I will do this at least once in my 4-day program and see how it goes. See if it helps my squat. Overall, I feel it in my legs a lot, so I'll probably keep doing it. If I do stop doing it, I will let y'all know in these videos. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing these for the first time. They do take a lot of time though to set up and everything. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. I hope this showcase of the DIY belt squat really helped y'all. I can talk more about it in the future if y'all have any questions. So thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. Peace out.